Datuk Syed Faizal pun patutnya masuk, tapi hari ni beliau ada hal sedikit, jadi beliau maybe join lambat sikit. Okey, Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera. Boleh kita start ke?
Boleh.
Okey. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mencari timba si anak dara di bawah sarang burung tempur. Salam sembah pembuka bicara. Selamat datang untuk semua. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Syed Al-Faizal Syed Ahmad, Presiden MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Encik Muhammad Ros Azmi, Encik Ahmad Daniel Irfan Hussain, Cik Janaria Ahmad Reza selaku panel webinar Aspirasi MUAFAKAT kita pada hari ini, yang berusaha Biro Akademik MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia Exco MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia, ibu bapa dan para pelajar yang dikasihi sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam keluarga Malaysia. Alhamdulillah, setinggi-tinggi kesyukuran dirafakkan kepada Yang Maha Berkuasa Allah SWT kerana dengan limpah rahmat dan kuasanya dapat kita bersama-sama menzahirkan program bual bicara ataupun webinar aspirasi MUAFAKAT bersama Yayasan Tenaga Nasional pada hari ini. Kami bagi pihak Biro Akademik MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih di atas kehadiran yang berbahagia Presiden MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia dan panel-panel yang sangat hebat daripada Yayasan Tenaga Nasional, juga dikenali sebagai YTN, dan alumni yang sudi meluangkan masa untuk bersama-sama dengan kita bagi memberi pencerahan mengenai beasiswa Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ini dan juga peluang-peluang daripada Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Saya juga ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada semua para hadirin yang turut hadir bagi memeriahkan program pada pagi ini. Jadi untuk pengetahuan semua, kita juga sekarang sedang bersiaran secara langsung daripada YouTube Gamification Academy. Jadi bagi ibu bapa dan pelajar yang tidak berkesempatan untuk join kita secara live di Zoom ini, mereka boleh menyaksikan secara langsung di YouTube ini. YouTube link kita ada letakkan di chat box. Jadi boleh rujuk di situ. Okey, para hadirin yang dikasihi sekalian, kita semua sudah sedia maklum yang keputusan SPM telah pun diumumkan pada last week dan tidak terlambat rasanya untuk saya daripada Biro Akademik MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia ingin mengucapkan jutaan tahniah kepada semua pelajar-pelajar yang telah mendudukinya, tidak kira apa jua keputusannya. So Biro Akademik MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk menganjurkan sesi-sesi webinar bagi membantu ibu bapa dan pelajar-pelajar melalui program-program yang talk yang seumpama inilah, di mana kami target bukan saja untuk kita fokuskan untuk meningkatkan pencapaian akademik, tetapi kita juga nak mendedahkan parents dan pelajar mengenai peluang-peluang yang ada di luar sana yang terbuka luas seperti University Reach Out Programs, programs akademik di luar negara dan juga beasiswa under tajaan MARA dan juga tajaan lain-lain. Okay, pencerahan mengenai peluang-peluang beasiswa untuk study abroad, pre-university courses, okay, twinning ataupun exchange program dan banyak lagi. Jadi stay tuned with our webinar. Dan esok pun sebenarnya kita ada webinar bersama aspirasi MUAFAKAT bersama Kolej Yayasan UEM. Jadi bolehlah stay tune. Okay? So marilah kita sama-sama mengambil peluang keemasan ini untuk bertanya apa sahaja soalan kepada kesemua panel kita yang kita bawa hari ini daripada Yayasan Tenaga Nasional dan juga TNB mengenai peluang untuk mendapatkan beasiswa Yayasan Tenaga Nasional, proses dan prosedur, bagaimana untuk memohon, apakah kriteria pemohon dan sebagainya. So di akhir sesi webinar ini nanti selama 20 minit kita akan sediakan satu sesi Q&A bersama kepada ibu bapa ataupun pelajar yang ingin bertanya apa sahaja mengenai beasiswa ini kepada panel-panel yang telah diundang. Okay, jadi tanpa membuang masa, izinkan saya memperkenalkan sedikit latar belakang panel-panel kita pada hari ini. Okey, saya sendiri merupakan moderator pada hari ini. Saya ialah pensyarah kanan dan Timbalan Dekan Penyelidikan dan Pasca Siswazah di Universiti Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia dan rasanya telah berkecimpung dalam dunia akademik ini selama 15 tahun lah. Okay, so and then our first speaker for today is Encik Muhammad Ros Azmi. Beliau merupakan Communication Executive di Yayasan Tenaga Nasional dan mempunyai vast working experience di dalam bidang security analyst dan juga cyber security selama 17 tahun di Tenaga Nasional Berhad, Cik Muhammad Ros Azmi. Dan Dan our second and third speakers will be sharing their experience as an alumni of YTN. Okay, mereka ialah Cik Janariah Ahmad Reza, merupakan graduan Bachelor of Engineering, Electrical and Electronic Engineering daripada University of Canterbury, New Zealand. Mempunyai working experience sebagai research assistant di University of Canterbury and Technologies in Christchurch, New Zealand. Sekarang merupakan engineer asset management di TNB Renewables dan Berhad. Dan yang ketiga ialah Encik Ahmad Daniel Irfan Hussein, merupakan graduan Bachelor of Computer Science, Software Engineering, Universiti Tenaga Nasional Putrajaya Campus Malaysia, mengikuti exchange program in COP, Institute of Technology Ireland, dan sekarang merupakan System Analyst in Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Semuanya mempunyai background yang sangat hebat. Okey, jadi kita tanpa melengahkan masa, kita mengalu-alukan our first speaker iaitu Encik Muhammad Ros Azmi bin Roslan untuk membicarakan mengenai dengan lebih lanjut mengenai beasiswa Yayasan Tenaga Nasional daripada Tenaga Nasional Berhad ini. Silakan Encik Azmi.
Okey. Terima kasih Dr. Diana. Saya cek saya slide. Sekejap, saya share. Boleh nampak tak slide saya?
Boleh,
nampak,
boleh. Boleh nampak.
So, okay. Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi. Terima kasih Puan Moderator Dr. Diana, para pelajar, ibu bapa yang menonton sesi live webinar pada hari ini. So, saya Muhammad Roslan merupakan Eksekutif Komunikasi di Yayasan Tenaga Nasional. Okey, nak tahu kat mana Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ni? Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ni berada di dalam kampus Unit 10. And currently kita tengah open untuk kemasukan kita tengah open TNB Prime Scholarship untuk melanjutkan pengajian di peringkat asasi hingga ijazah secara muda di Unit 10 sebab untuk overseas kita dah tutup baru Khamis yang lalu. Okay, mungkin a little bit about Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Okay, TNB is currently focusing on renewable energy. So we are kita TNB ni mempunyai aspirasi untuk mendapatkan pelepasan sifar bersih lah menjelang tahun 2050, which is kita nak cuba decarbonisation lah. So mungkin kita kena tengok sikit apa perancangan, aspirasi TNB dalam masa 2050. Saya will play some videos for a while. Boleh dengar ya?
Boleh Cik Azmi, teruskan. Oh, ada video tak dengar video tu, tak dengar sound.
Dengar sound. Okay.
Mungkin boleh share dengan sound kot.
Sekejap, try to share with sound. Okay, sorry. Again. And then.
We're on a continuous journey to achieve our ambitious goal of net zero by 2050, along with our environmental, social, and governance commitments. And how we'll get there is by paying close attention to what nature can provide us. This puts us on the path to create greener energy solutions to power brighter tomorrows, making sure our future runs on good energy. We've chosen to be less reliant on fossil fuels as we look to reduce 50% of our coal capacity by 2035 and go coal-free by 2050. We're dedicated to lowering carbon emissions for Malaysia and the world. Our mission is to preserve the environment, home to diverse wildlife and the communities whose livelihoods depend on it. With nature providing us with an abundant source of energy, we're finding finding greener ways to bring power to millions of homes. From the sun, to water, to beyond our shores, wherever the wind takes us. While harnessing nature's gift, we must also nurture it to its full potential. We're reducing carbon from the atmosphere by planting more trees and actively restoring our mangrove forests, brightening surrounding communities by creating sustainable, positive socio-economic impact to uplift their lives. Through education, we can create sustainability champions of the future. With interactive and engaging experiences on energy efficiency and green energy, enabling future generations to live sustainably every day, empowering them to make smarter decisions for a brighter future. As we move forward on our path to achieve net zero by 2050, we'll continue working hand in hand with nature to make the world better and tomorrow's brighter for all.
Okay, so tadi a little bit of mengenai TNB punya macam aspirasi in 2050. So let's go to apa kita trend kerjaya kita pada masanya sebelum kita pergi masuk ke fokus apa benda requirement yang diperlukan untuk menjadi candidate of YTN scholar. So kita kena tengok dulu apa kerjaya-kerjaya yang akan ada pada masa akan datang. So data ni saya dapat daripada Talent Corp. So pada tahun 2021 dikatakan bidang yang sedang ni orang kata dicari-cari kerjayanya adalah dalam bidang ni lah. Kejuruteraan ni kita tengok kat sini is American engineer, telecom engineer, civil engineer and also electrical lah. And also science computer, system analyst. Kita tahu during pandemic ni orang kata everything's are going into online semua kan. Benda semua atas talian. So banyak bisnes-bisnes kita semua sekarang ni moving 365 punya degrees lah. 360 degree atau 365 darjah. So dia akan pusing. So daripada orang kata kerja sebelum ni secara fizikal, sekarang ni ada yang dah bekerja secara work from home, secara atas talian. So science computer now a bit important, terutamanya programmer lah. And then dalam bidang kewangan, kerjaya seperti finance manager, accountant, benda tu pun menjadi amat penting sekarang ni. Sekarang kerajaan tengah orang kata mengumumkan kita kena fokus ke agriculture. So kita nampak benda tu akan ada kerjaya di masa akan datang. So just be prepared. And also science actuary. Science actuary ni kalau orang kata science computer tu marketable, so science actuary ni akan membantu sebab science actuary ni banyak membuat kerja-kerja analytical. So kalau kita tengok data scientist, big data engineer, sekarang data mining analyst, semua kerja-kerja ni is on demand. So untuk chemist kita pun masih ada. Even TNB also ada offer untuk tahun ni untuk belajar di overseas dalam bidang chemist, engineering, kejuruteraan kimia. Dan kita ada OSH macam biasalah, safety memang akan ada, dia sentiasa ada, and also multimedia. Kemudian dalam bidang HR, seperti anda boleh tengok kat sini, kita ada banyak kerjaya which is HR manager, jaga policies, and also lain lah macam business service manager. So even di Unitan sendiri pun kita offer dalam bidang human resource and also business. And then dalam bidang perubatan kita tengok kerjaya yang banyak ada is on the specialist medical practitioner. Kerjaya doktor biasa tu macam sebab terlalu banyak sekarang ni, they are focusing on the specialist and also nursing. Kalau kita tengok kemudiannya ada logistik. Kenapa logistik banyak? Sebab you tahu bila kita benar-benar orang kata bekerja secara online dah banyak, orang kata order online pun meningkat, logistik pun akan turut serta. So that's orang kata apa-apa yang berlaku di dalam negara ni akan memberi implikasi juga kepada kerjaya yang akan datang pada masa hadapan. So benda-benda ni you kena, adik-adik semua and also parents kena tengok mungkin ada certain courses ni yang akan adik ambil ni, ada tak kerjaya ni di masa hadapan. Okay. And if not mistaken, okay, so the last one is the research and development lah. So yang R&D ni normally dalam bidang kerjaya perguruan ataupun lecturers lah. Okay, so a little bit about latar belakang Yayasan Tenaga Nasional. Okay, Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ni kita telah diasaskan pada tahun 1993, which is dengan matlamat dia untuk memberikan pendidikan yang baiklah kepada rakyat Malaysia. Sehingga kini YTN ni telah membelanjakan lebih daripada 1.3 bilion sejak daripada 1993 tu dalam bidang penajaman pendidikan dan juga lebih daripada 20,000 pelajar yang menerima manfaat ni lah. So Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ni mendapat orang kata manfaat daripada Section 446 Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri atas apa yang kita buat ni lah dalam bidang education ni. Okey, so apakah visi dan misi Yayasan Tenaga Nasional? Okey, so visi kita adalah untuk membangunkan pemimpin masa depan and also kita nak ubah kehidupan penduduk kita atau pelajar kita melalui peluang pendidikan yang cemerlang. Dan okey, Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ni kita ada 3 jenis bantuan pendidikan iaitu kita panggil TNI Prime Scholarship, itu beasiswa. And then kita ada TNI Shine Sponsorship, pinjaman boleh ubah, dan juga Derma Siswa My Brighter Future, which is with focus on B40s. Okay. Cuma dalam taklimat saya akan fokuskan on the TNI Prime Scholarship lah, itu mengenai beasiswa. Okay. So TNI Prime Scholarship ni kita open atau kita taja di luar negara, universiti terkemuka luar negara. Kita juga offer di Universiti Tenaga Nasional untuk tuan adik-adik dan para pelajar sekarang. Sekarang ni saya berada di Universiti Tenaga Nasional sebab kita ada open day 2 hari sebab kita masih extend kita punya application permohonan untuk kemasukan peringkat asas hingga ijazah di Unit 10. So kalau ada adik-adik atau pelajar yang sedang mencari-cari peluang penajaan, bolehlah pergi ke Open Day Unit 10 atau layari website. Nanti saya akan beritahu apa link-link yang you boleh masuk untuk apply for Yayasan Tenaga Nasional punya scholarship dekat ruang chat nanti ya. Okay. And also luar negara, Universiti dan juga Universiti Awam. Untuk Universiti Awam ni biasanya intake tu akan berlaku pada bulan September. Dan kita akan ambil hanya daripada lepasan lepasan STPM, diploma dan juga matrix, ataupun kalau ada asasi kita akan ambil daripada situlah. Untuk Unit 10 dan luar negara ni kita ambil kemasukan daripada peringkat SPM. Ya. Okay, then kita nak tengok TNI Prime Scholarship untuk peringkat program luar negara bagi program persediaan hingga ijazah secara muda. So kita punya syarat untuk orang kata memohon TNI Prime Scholarship di luar negara, dia mesti adik-adik mesti lulus peperiksaan SPM lah dengan bahasa Inggeris CFR. Saya rasa dulu kita pakai GCEO, tahun lepas masih lagi pakai GCEO. GCEO dulu kalau kita guna GCEO dulu kita guna A1, tapi sekarang ni CFR ni dia terbalik sikit. CFR ni digunakan dia peringkat dia sampai C2 kata saya. So C2 tu lagi hebat lah, kira profesional lah. Kalau C1 tu memang profesional, B2 ni kira bagus lah, which is good. Lepas tu kita ada B1 macam kata pendengahan. Lepas kita ada A1 and A2. So dia terbalik, di ranking dia terbalik sikit. So untuk bahasa Inggeris bagi peringkat untuk kemasukan TNI Prime Scholarship untuk luar negara kita perlukan CFR minimum dapat B1. So pemohon perlu mendapatkan selain itu pemohon perlu mendapatkan sekurang-kurangnya 8A di dalam SPM untuk bidang kejuruteraan dan bukan kejuruteraan. So subjek yang apa yang kena dapat 8A itu nanti you boleh tengok di dalam website YTN ataupun saya boleh share nanti masa dekat link nantilah. Okay. So negara-negara yang ditaja oleh YTN untuk belajar di luar negara, macam Cik Jana tadi dia belajar dekat New Zealand ya. So this is negara-negara yang kita offer, which is di Australia, Canada, UK, US, New Zealand and also German. I think German dah quite low lah kita hantar. Cumanya bidang ni akan berubah setiap tahun. Kalau orang tanya kenapa YTN tak taja bidang ni. Okay, so actually YTN kita ada strategic planning punya team, so dia akan berhubung dengan HR TNB, dia akan tengok dia akan fokus. HR TNB kata okay, kita memerlukan this kind of orang kata mungkin jurutera. So kita akan tengok kalau kita perlukan jurutera, apakah orang kata kerja yang perlu ada, okay, bidang apa kita akan offer. So orang kata bidang ni ditentukan oleh kita akan ditentukan oleh pihak orang kata strategic planning dengan kerjasama daripada sumber manusia kumpulan lah. Dia akan tengok kat TNB ni apa bidang yang dia perlukan. So barulah kita akan masukkan dalam keperluan di dalam Yayasan Tenaga Nasional bidang lah. So bidang yang ditaja untuk tahun ini untuk luar negara adalah bidang kejuruteraan dan tekuasa. Seperti yang kita tahu, kita unit Tenaga Nasional berhad perlukan kepakaran engineer. So kita masih lagi kata perlukan bidang kejuruteraan dan tekuasa. Kedua adalah bidang kejuruteraan tenaga boleh diperbaharui since kita dah ada fokus aspirasi 2050 untuk mencapai net zero. So inilah satu bidang yang paling yang baru diperkenalkan pada tahun ini, kejuruteraan tenaga boleh diperbaharui. And then satu lagi jurusan baru adalah kejuruteraan kimia, ini pun baru juga pada tahun ini, sebelum ni tak ada. And then also satu lagi data science. Data science ni kita dah ada dah 2 tahun lepas. So data science ni kita tengok keperluan dia semakin meningkat. So apa yang anda akan dapat sekiranya anda mohon TMB Prime Scholarship belajar di luar negara ni, you akan dapat yuran pengajian yang penuh lah. And then you dapat allowance sara hidup, you dapat allowance buku, allowance perkakas, allowance komputer, allowance thesis, baju panas, pangkutan dan juga allowance pendapatan. And then untuk you akan dapat juga allowance tamat pengajian. Nanti Cik Jana boleh terangkan apa yang benefit yang dia dapat juga lah. Kalau ada persoalan nanti dia boleh tolong jawabkan. Mesti dia dah ada experience lah. All of kata benefit yang dia dapat semasa dia belajar di cohort overseas. Okay. So a little bit about struktur program yang untuk belajar di luar negara. So untuk yang belajar di Australia, New Zealand, also Jerman, mereka akan belajar 1 hingga 2 tahun dalam negara, kemudian 4 tahun di luar negara. Untuk US dan UK pun sama. And then Canada pun 2 tahun dalam negara dan 4 tahun di luar negara. Dan untuk program Soton, dia akan belajar 3 tahun dalam negara dan 2 tahun di luar negara. Okay, so syarat-syarat untuk memohon scholarship ni, satu mestilah warga negara Malaysia berumur tidak melebihi 19 tahun bagi lepasan SPM semasa memohon ya. And then aktif dalam bidang kegiatan co-curriculum, and then ada mempunyai kepribadian yang tinggi dan juga kepimpinan yang tinggi lah. And also adik-beradik tidak ada tidak menerima sebarang bantuan beasiswa YTN. So maksudnya hanya ada boleh seorang je lah. Kalau seorang tu tak habis lagi, seorang lagi tak boleh apply for beasiswa. Okay. So kita tengok seterusnya apa yang kita offer untuk program TMB Prime Scholarship untuk belajar di Unit 10 dari peringkat asas hingga ijazah. Okay, untuk syarat akademik bagi permohonan kemasukan di Unit 10, adik-adik perlu mesti melulus SPM dengan memperolehi A dalam subjek bahasa Inggeris dan juga matematik. Untuk bidang kejuruteraan, adik perlu memperolehi A- dalam 4 subjek, iaitu subjek bahasa Melayu, matematik, tambahan, fizik dan juga kimia. Untuk bidang bukan kejuruteraan, adik-adik perlu memperolehi A- dalam 4 subjek, iaitu bahasa Melayu dan juga 3 subjek pilihan. So subjek pilihan ni adik-adik boleh tengok dekat dalam website YTN nantilah. Ini saya akan sharekan nanti. Okay. Di manakah saya akan belajar di Unit 10? So Unit 10 ada 2 kampus, which is Unit 10 kampus Putrajaya dan juga Muazzam Shah. Unit 10 kampus Putrajaya ni memfokuskan dalam bidang kejuruteraan dan juga IT ataupun teknologi maklumat. So semua yang belajar IT, teknologi maklumat dan juga teknologi maklumat dan juga engineering kejuruteraan semua akan belajar di kampus Putrajaya. Yang belajar mengambil bidang business, HR semua akan berada di Muazzam Shah ataupun accounting semua berada di Muazzam Shah. Okay, Muazzam Shah Pahang. So bidang untuk di Unit 10 yang kita offer untuk bidang kejuruteraan adalah dalam bidang elektrik kuasa. Untuk bidang bukan kejuruteraan, untuk di Unit 10 kita offer sains komputer, bahagian pemasaran dan juga pengajian bisnes. So sama juga dengan untuk belajar di luar negara, anda akan mendapat yuran pengajian yang penuh, cumanya beza dari segi allowance lah. So untuk Unit 10 anda akan mendapat allowance sara hidup, dan allowance buku, allowance perkakas, allowance komputer, allowance thesis dan juga allowance pengangkutan. Allowance pengangkutan ni hanya untuk mereka yang berada di Sabah dan Sarawak ya. Okay. So untuk struktur program untuk belajar di Unit 10 ianya adalah berbeza mengikut bidang pengajian. Engineering biasanya dia akan habis dalam 5 tahun, yang non engineering biasanya ada 4 tahun. Then bentuk dia kita bagi beasiswa is beasiswa penuh. Seperti yang saya beritahu tadi, untuk electrical kuasa, engineering lah. Engineering dia akan belajar 1 tahun asas, 4 tahun ijazah sarjana muda dan juga non-engineering biasanya dia akan belajar 1 tahun asas dan 3 tahun ijazah sarjana muda. So yang non-engineering dia akan ambil awal daripada orang engineering. Okay. So syarat untuk memohon penajaan beasiswa di Unit 10 anda hendaklah menjadi sama juga warga negara Malaysia, umur tidak lebih daripada 19 tahun semasa memohon kampus pengajian belajar di Unit 10. Sama juga kepribadian, kita nak mempunyai kepribadian yang tinggi dan juga kepimpinan yang tinggi dari adik-beradik yang sedang menerima beasiswa YTN dan juga aktif dalam bidang co-curriculum. Okey, satu lagi yang kita taja adalah Universiti Awam Tempatan di peringkat ijazah sarjana muda. Okey, syarat akademik kalau kita tengok tengok tadi untuk dua program yang saya terangkan tadi, which is luar negara dan juga Universiti Tenaga Nasional, semua kemasukan adalah daripada peringkat SPM. Maksudnya SPM yang current punya SPM lah, bukan SPM yang lepas current SPM. So kita offer dua tu dari peringkat asas hingga degree ataupun peringkat persediaan hinggalah degree. So untuk Universiti Awam ni pula beza dia, kita ambil mereka ni daripada peringkat STPM dengan CGPA sekurang-kurangnya 3.5 ataupun mereka ni lulus diploma, matrikulasi ataupun peringkat asas dengan CGPA sekurang-kurangnya 3.5. So maksudnya diorang ni perlulah berada sekurang-kurangnya berada di tahun 1 untuk kemasukan semester pertama dan mendapat tempat di Universiti Awam. So siapa yang lepas ni nak memohon kata Yayasan Tenaga Nasional punya TNB Prime Scholarship di Universiti Awam Tempatan, belajarlah peringkat STPM ataupun diploma, matrik, asas and then apply dengan YTN pada bulan 9. Biasanya untuk intake TNB Prime Scholarship Universiti Awam ni kita akan open pada bulan 9. Okay, so tempat dia di mana-mana Universiti Awam yang you dapat offer, you kena hantar that surat tawaran tu kepada kita lah nanti later. So bidang apa yang kita offer untuk Universiti Awam Tempatan adalah bidang elektrik kuasa. Untuk non-engineering atau bukan kejuruteraan, kita offer di bidang keperakaunan, sains kom, teknologi maklumat, which is pengkhususan kepada data science dan analitik, dan business analitik dan bidang yang berkaitan lah, serta bidang sains aktuari. So syarat untuk memohon beasiswa Universiti Awam adalah masih sama, warga negara Malaysia, cuma umur dia tidak melebihi 22 tahun semasa memohon lah, and then aktif dalam kurikulum, sama juga semua kepribadian, kena nak ada ciri kepimpinan yang tinggi lah, and then kemudian tiada adik-beradik yang sedang menerima beasiswa dan khusus kemasukan kepada SEM pertama yang telah mendapat tempat di Universiti Awam. Okay. So, di manakah iklan-iklan TNB Prime Scholarship ni you akan nampak? So kalau kita tengok kat sini, you boleh tengok di laman web YTN ataupun website TNB di surat khabar. Normally saya post dekat Sinar, NST and also Borneo Post untuk Sabah dan Sarawak. Selain itu saya post all the pengiklanan di media sosial rasmi TNB, which is official TNB punya Instagram, TNB official punya Facebook dan also Twitter, and also content management. Content management, budak-budak kan sekarang suka tengok gosip-gosip kan. So saya try masuk dalam tempat-tempat seperti itu, which is bulan lah, and also radios lah. So kalau siapa yang dengar benda ni, yang kata boleh take up yang layari benda-benda ni, mesti akan nampak lah iklan kita. Okay. Kemudian saya akan ceritakan bagaimana proses pemilihan ini dilakukan. So proses pemilihan ni bermula dengan you memohon, kemudian kita akan buat senarai pendek. Lepas buat senarai pendek, you will be interview. So sekarang ni masih lagi interview dilakukan secara atas talian. So adik-adik kena buatlah video resume to prepare and upload video resume lah sebelum ditemuduga. Kemudian mana-mana pelajar yang berjaya akan dimaklumkan melalui email ataupun SMS mengenai calon berjaya, and then dia akan beritahu apa yang you kena submit for that application ya. Okay. Kemudian apakah kelebihan apabila menjadi pelajar tajaan Yayasan Tenaga Nasional? Okay, you boleh join us to do CSR activities, you boleh dapat internship, boleh dapat YTN student sport, YTN development program and also field trip. Okay, kalau adik-adik tengok kat sini ataupun mungkin kita punya ex-student kita dulu tengok, mana ada lagi dua kelebihan tu. Okay. During the pandemic masa tu, sebelum ni kita ada program nama Global Outreach Program dan juga program Mobility ataupun kita panggil dia Student Exchange lah ya. So untuk Student Exchange tu, untuk mereka boleh apply sekiranya mendapat 3.5 CGPA 3.5 ke atas, untuk belajar satu semester di luar negara. Cuma during the pandemic sehingga sekarang ni, dua program ni kita hentikan dulu. Maksud kita postpone, bukan kita hentikan tapi kita postpone dulu, kita hold dulu sehingga situasi menjadi okey, stable, baru kita akan, mungkin insyaAllah kita akan buka balik. Okay? So setakat ni ada kelebihan dia adalahnya you akan join kita punya student development program, you will go a field trip, you boleh buat CSR, you boleh buat internship abroad and also YTN student support lah. Okay, a little bit about activity pelajar mungkin saya skip lah kot aktiviti pelajar tajaan Okay, bagaimana cara nak memohon? Cara memohonnya adik-adik kena layari lah website ni https://ytn.tmi.com.my. Super iklan, syarat-syarat di semua you akan nampak di sini. And then this is a little bit kita punya activities. This is orientasi, program pembangunan pelajar, program motivasi pelajar. So you ada aktiviti CSR. So this is the kita visit to the student overseas. Ni yang kita ada sebelum ni, which is Global Outreach Program. Okay, this is talim undang-undang, and also this is another program selain daripada peringkat IPT, which is untuk pelajar tingkatan 5 ke bawah lah. So kita ada program Mutiara Timur, kita ada program Nurturing Future Leaders untuk pelajar MRSM and SBP, and also kita ada camp remaja bestari untuk anak-anak staff. So this is our team, kecil je dalam 55 orang to manage all the students lah. So this is a little bit our pencapaian pelajar kita januar Yayasan Tenaga Nasional. So one of them is Irina. Cik Irina ni kata daripada graduan daripada Virginia Tech Amerika Syarikat, sekarang ni dah masuk bekerja rasanya baru ni di bawah Energy Ventures kalau saya. Okay, kemudian ni ada Irfan dekat sini, tahniah dapat anugerah Chancellor semasa Majlis Select Convocation Unit 10 pada yang ke-23. So this is all our students lah. Okay, little bit about tips for interview, sebab orang kata bila nak apply scholarship ni mesti kena tahu macam mana untuk interview. So I share with you.
Hari ini saya akan kongsi kepada anda semua, especially kepada adik-adik yang tahun ni ambil SPM ataupun adik-adik junior lagi yang akan ambil SPM in the future, insya-Allah. Jadi this is about acing our scholarship interview, dan sepanjang gap antara SPM dan masuk universiti, I had faced few interview session bersama beberapa organisasi untuk scholarship, dan alhamdulillah I secured 3 scholarship throughout the gap lah. My first tip is, since the school days, you need to know what you want to be in the future, because even myself, I didn't know what to be. Then it makes me worse lah, because I have offered few scholarship and I don't know which one I need to decide. Even when you are offered, you have the problems too. So that's why from the school days, kita kena tahu dulu apa yang kita nak jadi. My second tips is, we need to empower our public speaking punya capability. So apa? So bila mana kita pergi kepada interview, contohnya kalau interview Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, mereka akan tanya soalan-soalan yang very, mungkin kadang-kadang tak terjangkau di akal, tapi it's still manageable untuk kita jawab, dan mereka nak tengok how is our ethics, how is our body language throughout the interview, so that mereka boleh decide which one is the most valued recipient, penerima scholarship yang layak untuk terima lah. During the interview, I have saw few people, the problem is not having sufficient confidence, dan ini menyebabkan some of them couldn't manage to get these scholarships even though their result is much powerful than me. Not to brag, but then it's the reality. Dan tips yang ketiga pula adalah banyakkan membaca. So apa? Membaca ni dia bukan sahaja open up our mind tau, tapi we have something to think and something to say, because kita akan tergamam bila kita masuk interview room. Maybe it is our first time, our second time, then we need to say it out loud lah, that reading is the utmost important thing to do. Contoh perkara yang kita kena baca adalah tentang isu semasa. Isu semasa yang sangat famous, yang banyak dibincangkan oleh orang-orang tua dan banyak berdiskusi dengan orang yang lebih tua, so that kita akan dapat satu sisi pandangan yang lebih matang, lebih nampak intellectual, dan kita boleh present ourselves as the best of us depan interviewer sewaktu scholarship berkenaan. Dan my fourth tip is buat research, buat kajian mengenai organisasi yang offer first scholarship berkenaan. Sebagai contoh, kalau JCOP, Johor Corporation, kalau Johor Corporation yang offer, kita baca mengenai di Johor Corporation, ataupun kalau Jabatan Khidmatan Awam yang offer, kita cakap tentang the importance of serving the nation after our graduation, so that kita boleh jadi a part of nation builder, yang mana sumbangan-sumbangan kita sangat-sangat diharapkan oleh negara, sebab they are not spending duit yang sikit untuk hantar kita study, sama ada dekat luar negara ataupun dalam negara, incurs thousands of ringgit in the government punya duit ataupun company punya duit. Jadi they must be having some expectations to us, apa yang kita kena capai dan juga apa yang kita boleh sumbangkan balik kepada masyarakat jika mana kita pulang balik ke negara kita ataupun setelah kita bergraduasi nanti. Dan kepada adik-adik kat luar sana, ace your SPM very well, ambil peluang masa-masa persekolahan ni, don't miss your study, belajar elok-elok so that kita tak payah susahkan mak ayah when we got the scholarship in the future, and at the same time kita akan jadi the best of ourselves, yang kita boleh sumbangkan balik segala apa yang kita mampu kepada masyarakat, sebab we are living in Malaysia, sebuah negara yang privileged. Jadi why not kita teruskan our journey of education. Moga-moga adik-adik yang tengok video ni ataupun bahkan mungkin senior yang tengok video ni will get more scholarships in the future, dan kita sama-sama sumbangkan balik kepada negara.
Okay, so penting ya adik-adik kena tahu apakah cita-cita adik untuk selepas belajar. So you kena tahu apa benda cita-cita you nak jadi. Bila you tahu apa cita-cita you nak jadi, then you akan tahu apa bidang you kena ambil, and then daripada situlah you kena buat searching, buat searching apakah bidang yang you minat tu ada tak di offer apa-apa organisasi ataupun yayasan-yayasan yang ada. So kena buat research sikit lah. So lagi satu tips yang dibagi tadi, you kena banyak belajar bercakap. So belajar banyak bercakap, banyak membaca, sebab interview kita ni yang daripada yang akan interview adik-adik di Yayasan Tenaga Nasional most probably bukan daripada YTN saja, datangnya daripada HR, so ada some of them is lecturer. So mereka ni semua berpengalaman dan soalan-soalan mereka agak tricky. So macam kata sebagai contoh kan, you are interview dengan TNB, you need to know what kind of TNB punya businesses lah, and apa our vision and mission kita untuk apa TNB punya vision and missions lah, macam kita terangkan tadi. Then it will be value added for you lah. Kata itu markah tambahan untuk interview nanti. So kena buat research, itu amat penting. Okay. So okay, ini I think this is my last slide. Ini kena.
Semalam ada orang tanya aku, abang pilih yang mana? Ditinggalkan atau meninggalkan? Jawapan aku, stop fikir benda yang tak penting. Serius, stop fikir benda yang tak penting. Tak kisahlah hang ni ditinggalkan ke, meninggalkan ke, hang kena fokus satu benda je. Terus bergerak ke depan. Keep moving forward, teruskan hidup hang macam biasa. Kalau orang tak suka hang, good, teruskan hidup. Kalau orang benci hang, good, teruskan hidup. Kalau orang tinggal hang macam sampah, good, teruskan hidup. Kalau orang khianat kepercayaan hang, good, teruskan hidup. Hang kena ingat, dunia yang kita duduk sekarang ni adalah dunia yang kompetitif. Semua orang duk kalut nak jadi lebih berjaya. Semua orang duk kalut nak bina a better life for themselves and for their family. Jadi gunakan peluang yang sama, gunakan masa yang hang ada ni untuk improve apa yang hang boleh improve. Dan satu benda lagi aku nak pesan, nak tambah sikit lah kan, dalam dunia yang kompetitif ni hang kena selalu ingat yang sebenarnya hang tak bersaing dengan siapa-siapa pun. Hang ada rezeki hang, aku ada rezeki aku, kita semua ada rezeki masing-masing. Kalau hang nampak orang lain dapat lebih daripada hang, alhamdulillah, jangan dengki dengan dia, sebab rezeki dia lebih macam mana sekalipun tu takkan pernah kacau sikit pun rezeki kita. Hang tak bersaing dengan siapa-siapa pun kecuali diri hang sendiri. Hang nak dia lebih baik daripada diri hang yang semalam, hang nak dia lebih kaya daripada diri hang yang semalam, hang nak dia lebih sihat daripada diri hang yang semalam. Hang cuma bersaing dengan diri hang yang semalam. Lagi cepat hang sedar benda ni, lagi cepat perubahan akan berlaku dalam hidup hang.
Okay, apa yang apa yang saya cuba sampaikan di sini adalah, please do not put a full stop selagi kita tak habis berusaha. Jangan disebabkan kegagalan kali ini kita rasa menyesal dan kita tak nak berusaha lagi ya. So itu amat penting. Okay, so sekiranya ada apa-apa permasalahan mengenai Yayasan Tenaga Nasional, persoalan beasiswa, anda boleh layari website kita ytn.tnb.my atau email ke info@ytn.tnb.my atau call nombor telefon, ataupun boleh like kita punya Instagram Yayasan Tenaga Nasional. Sebelum akhir slide saya mohon adik-adik, nanti saya akan copy Google Form ni. Google Form ni is saya punya Google Form ni akan is a survey, survey kita punya talian pembelajaran, dan juga kita perlukan nanti bila kita offer TNB Prime Scholarship pada masa akan datang, pada tahun akan datang, which is next year, kita akan lakukan SMS blast kepada all the students yang registered lah. So dia akan menjadi satu medium channel, orang kata yang paling pantas lah selain daripada Instagram dan juga social media dan juga lain-lain punya medium periklanan yang kita ada. So itu saja daripada saya, Dr. Diana. Mungkin saya serahkan kepada Dr. Diana balik semula ya. Okay, terima kasih.
Okay, thank you so much Encik Azmi di atas penjelasan yang sangat panjang lebar dan ditambah pula, campur pula dengan nasihat. Okay, so penjelasan yang kita nak semua dah Encik Azmi dah explain mengenai beasiswa YTN. So untuk pengetahuan semua hadirin juga, kita akan buka soalan ataupun kemusykilan pada penghujung sesi webinar ini. So tanpa melengahkan masa, saya ingin menjemput our second speaker iaitu Cik Janariah binti Ahmad Riza untuk memberikan pencerahan ataupun she will be sharing her experience as an alumni YTN. Silakan Cik Jana.
Terima kasih Puan Diana. Okay, saya share saya punya screen. Okay, hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. My name is Janari Ahmad Riza. I'm currently 25 years old, and right now I'm the engineer at the asset management at TNB Renewables in Berhad. So TNB Renewables is in charge for managing and developing the renewables energy in Malaysia. So I'm currently taking care of solar power. Okay, so I am a graduate from University of Canterbury in Christchurch, New Zealand. And before that, I went to Inter Education College to take South Australian Certificate of Education, SACE. And before that, I came from SAGS, which is Study Ibrahim Girls School at Malaysia. So at the top of the screen, you're going to see my graduation photos with my friends. So these are like the people that I love the most in the world. And this is one of my lectures, and this is like my FYP group. So why should you choose YTN? So YTN execs are close to the students, so we don't have that many people. I think my batch at most will be around 25 students, and that's like for the whole world. So there are only like 3 students going to New Zealand, and for New Zealand, YTN told us we can only choose 1 university. So I'm going to tell you about my university. So at other places, you got maybe 4 to 1 students like that. So they're very close. So if you have any problem, you can go and ask them, and they're very good. I think one of the most important thing to note is that a lot of people, like not a lot, but there are cases of mental illness that people experience overseas for students from Malaysia. I know 2 people from my friends who developed depression, and they really need help. So if you're really close to your exec, then they can arrange maybe your transfer back to Malaysia, or like what you're going to do next to university. Next is what are the benefits of becoming YTN scholarship students? I think one of the most important thing is the pre-university pathway is taken care of. So just like I said before, I went to Inter Education College. So I didn't apply for it. YTN is the one who arranged for me because they know that they want to send me to New Zealand. So they want me to get the pathway of SACE before I go to New Zealand. Next is students are given choices for university accommodation or flat rental. So you can choose to stay in university accommodation, or you can choose to stay outside, and these will change your allowance rates, but you can still choose this. You can choose whether you want to do like half allowance, and then they pay for your flat, or you can take like full allowance and you yourself pay yourself. Next, we do have higher allowance rate for overseas students if you compare to like other scholarships. For New Zealand, during my time, it was like 1.5K, but then after I got out, they like increased it to 1.65. I'm like, why after I got out? But like, okay. And then next is they do have like a higher bar for passing grade. I'm gonna tell you later, but this actually quite good to set up the standard for you. So you know that when you're talking like, oh, you're YTN students, they know that, oh, you have to get really good marks. And then TNB internship are given to students. So this is important for engineering because you need to do internship. So they'll be given a ticket for you to go home if you choose to like take internship at TNB. So you got like free flight ticket, and flight ticket is super expensive. It's like 2,000. And then finally, your job can be secured immediately after graduating. So a lot of people, most of the people do get job with TNB. And in my case, I get it pretty quick after I graduate. So you can get some sort of like job security in this time right now where people have trouble finding jobs. Next, welcome to my university. So the English name for my university is University of Canterbury, but the Maori name is Te Whare Wananga o Waitaha, so the WH there, here is if. So it's like Te Whare Wananga o Waitaha, and it's located in Christchurch in the Canterbury region in South Island in New Zealand. So it's like a bit like a suburb rather than like urban place like Auckland. So you have like a more like town and suburb kind of feeling living there. And in my batch, we have like a very small group. I honestly don't know how many of us, because most people doesn't really go to university, they just watch the lecture recording, but I think it's around 30 to 60 people in my batch. So what you see here are my university photos. So this is engineering core, which is basically our hangout place. And you got other wings here. So this is the mechanical wing, and this is the interior of the engineering core. This is an open university. So if you see like a road here, this is like street road. So you can just basically walk and just go into the university and bye-bye, because they are very welcoming to people. So you don't really need to be a student to go into the university. It's very open, and you can go in and out at night or whatever you want. Next is the science building. The science building is like on your most right. That is like the newest building when I got out from the uni, and that's usually my place where I eat a lot. And some of our lectures are also in this building. It's very, very pretty. Next, so this is the engineering pathway, my time. I just want to talk about the passing grade here. So for New Zealand, we do GPA until 9. So, you know, in Malaysia, you do like CGPA 4, right? In New Zealand, it's like CGPA 9. And this is like the ranking or like the grading scale. During my time, it was 6.1. That is the minimum for passing mark for YTN. That one is like super high, because that means you can only got like 75 and above, or not even 75. You're like, because it's 6.1, so that means that you cannot get all 6. You have to get one at least 8. But then I think when my final year and maybe now they lower it a bit to 5, but that's just like 5 marks difference, so it's still very high. And in the pathway of my engineering degree is, first you go to intermediate year. Intermediate year is like foundation year. Basically, you're repeating your foundation year at the university, because the people in New Zealand, they do not have what we have, like, you know, Asasi, metric and those stuff. They straight away jump from high school to university. So basically your friends would be like 17 and 18 when you're already like 19 and 20. And then after that, only your second year, which is what we call as first pro year. And first pro, you only choose, that's the time where you choose your major. If you're taking electrical, electronic engineering, that's fine. If you pass, you definitely can go. But if you're taking civil, that's like the hard course, like a hard major that you need to get like a certain CGPA, then you can only take that. And then you go second pro and then on your third pro. So second pro is where you started to do and choose your minor. And then your third pro is where you do your FYP and you can take a master course. You don't need to take a master course, but if you want to take a master course, you can. But you're not going to get a master cert, but you're just like, you know, a research project basically. So you got like 2 research projects in 1 year. And then for engineering, you have to do 6 months of internship, but they call it practical work. I did the first 3 months at TNB, so I went back to Malaysia. And then the next 3 months, I did it with the university research facility, which is the EP center. And also it's like a joint venture with a company in Christchurch called Dark Technologies. I'm going to talk about it later. So my university is like very, very DIY. You have to do a lot of projects. Like, before this, in Malaysia, I always like memorize stuff. And then when I got to university, I don't remember anymore because like it takes very less memorization and a lot more creativity to do all those projects. So an example of things that I did is like on the left-hand side, you can see that that is actually a solar car race. Every major and every year you have some sort of racing with your classmates, and this is actually to get an extra mark. And everyone, because the exam is very hard, so you want to like do well in projects so then you can top up your marks there. And this is like a photo that I found. I did a side project for my master course. The main course is like more to like a simulation kind of stuff, and then this is just like do an experiment with my team, with master students actually, to do the investigative performance between floated panel versus mounted. So we actually asked the technician to buy us that pool that you see here. It was very fun. Next, I also got featured in some articles in the university page. So the first one, I don't know why they chose me, but like I got interviewed and then they do a photo shoot, and then I got to be like a international something on the webpage. And then the second part, the bottom one, is actually featuring about my projects with the one that I said before. I actually did a tool, it's like a software from scratch using Python programming language. And I actually did it for myself. And it was very hard, but I was so happy after I managed to do it. And then this has been given to the Dark Technologies company. Next, so this is my class. This is, you can see how little we are actually. So this is actually two major, which is electrical electronic engineering and computer engineering. So you got like a little bit of computer students here. The middle row are all lecturers. So the students are really the one at the back and the one at the front. And that's me. These are all my friends. Okay, so UCSA, that is University of Canterbury Student Association. All the clubs in university will need to be registered under UCSA. So this is like the two major clubs that I spend most of my time with. For UC Gamelan Ensemble here, I was one of the earliest member for UC Gamelan, and it wasn't actually associated with UCSA. It was associated with the Department of Music and the music professor and lecturer who were the one who handled it. So we performed concerts like some parts in Canterbury also. And on my third year, it was a time where I wanted to make it into UCSA, and some people also asked me to get into UCSA. So I made this club into the university, and I also was appointed as the president. So I was like really happy at the time. Yeah, I'm so happy that right now the club is still running and already here. Next is UC Musa, which is UC Muslim Student Association. This is a place where you get to know a lot of Muslims from all over the world. And we actually, the middle one here, this is like the first time ever during my time, we won the best club. Actually, there's like two categories: the big club, which is members more than 250 students, and they got like small club, which is 250 students and less. So we won the best club for the small clubs, and it was like the most like precious award that we've got for the club. I think it was like during my third year. And another club that I would like to also mention is Muslims Association of Canterbury. This is basically the mosque. This is where you got to meet like Muslims from outside of uni. And we do a lot of events too. It's like a really active club. It's not just like, come and pray. They do a lot of events all over Christchurch. And if you go to UC, do participate in Student Volunteer Army. You got to do a lot of volunteering works, and they give you free t-shirts and like free water bottles every year. So it was very fun. Next. Okay. I was very lucky to be given the opportunity to go to the like summer school program in China. They always do this program like all over the world, but they don't really have like a specific time of when this like opportunity is available. You have to always check, and also you have to apply yourself. So this is with the university. I went to the 4th International Summer School on Land, Sky, Ocean at the Harbin Institute of Technology in Weihai in China. And this thing that I like put a border here, this depends on the university. My friend, one of my classmates, he went to Beijing, to Peking University, and the university doesn't cover his cost. So he's basically have to pay for his accommodation and tuition fee and all. So do check the price before you're applying, because if it doesn't cover, then like you really need to put a lot of bucks in it. So I went there. This is actually my classmate. So I went there with my classmate, and also this is my friend. She's taking chemical engineering, and this girl, she took net resource, and this guy here, he took the mechanical engineering. So there's like a bunch of engineering students coming together. I also was the international student representative. I thought that I would be the student representative for New Zealand, but apparently they actually called me for the international student representative. So it's actually for everyone. Next, so I'm just gonna do a photo dump here. This is like a theater, but it's like a moving theater. And this is like the best theater I've ever watched in my entire life. So amazing. People are like flying, and they do like a waterfall shoot, and there's so many things going on. This down here on the left hand side, that is my teammates, and this is Korean, the middle girl, and then these two are this is from Hong Kong, and some of them are like Chinese. This girl is she's not my buddy, but she's like unintentionally with my buddy, because like we're close together, so we always go to places together. I'm so lucky to have her there. Next, UC under EP Center under UC always do the power plant field trip. This is like, you know, when you study in NZ, right? And you feel like, I don't know if I can go to like all places in NZ, so just join this, because they're gonna travel all over New Zealand. So it's like cheap travel with them. You have to pay though, but it's like around maybe 100-ish or 200-ish, depending on whether you have to pay for flight ticket or not. So I went to both trips. They go to the North Island and also the South Island. I like the North Island more because you can visit the marae. So in NZ, the North Island has a lot more iwis and Maori people, so they have a lot more marae. And I'm not sure if marae is bigger over there, but they have like the king of Maori in that marae that we went, if I'm mistaken. So this trip is for you to learn with the university about the electricity generation to distribution, and also you get to visit like the big energy industry that use a lot of electricity. So you got to visit to factories and other places too. Some courses do not do field trips, so if you feel like you don't have a chance to go with field trip at university, then can join this. And I think the best part of this field trip is for us to sing waiata. Waiata is Maori word for songs. So in the bus, we're all gonna sing like te aroha, te whakapono, like that. It's just so fun. Oh, finally, do not forget to have fun, travel, and explore. New Zealand is so pretty, and there's so many things to do, especially with like extreme sports. Go and visit everywhere. This place on the top left hand side, just only 30 minutes drive from my home, so it's really close, so you can just go there anytime you want. And yeah, rugby. Unfortunately, All Black doesn't go to Christchurch, so you have to go to the Wellington or Auckland and also Dunedin. But we do have like home rugby team, which is the Crusaders, and they also have quite a performance to like they always have like this opening performance, right? They do like marching with the horses, with the knights. It's really cool. And this place here is a river that is close to the time where I work in a farm. So this place is close to the farm, and yeah, they got like a lot of birds there. So it's really, really, really pretty. And that's all for me. By the way, the background is actually my workplace. That's DSS, DNB Sepang Solar. So it's one of the largest solar plant in Malaysia. Congrats to TNB for having such a nice RE plant in Malaysia. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jana, for the sharing session. It is very interesting indeed. Nice photos and yeah, nice places. So sangat menarik ya perkongsian daripada Cik Jana. Saya pasti ramai daripada ibu bapa mungkin nak bertanya lagi tentang experience Cik Jana dalam Q&A nanti. Okay, next we go to the third speaker, which is Encik Ahmad Daniel Irfan. So Encik Daniel, the platform is yours.
All right, thank you, Puan Diana. One second. So can everyone see my screen? Nampak ke?
Boleh, yes.
Okay, all right. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very, very good morning to everyone here. Nama saya Ahmad Daniel Irfan bin Hussein. Then today I'll be talking a little bit about my experience as a YTN scholar. So let's begin with a little introduction about myself. So hi, my name is Ahmad Daniel Irfan bin Hussein, but you can call me Danny. So I am 25 years old and currently working as the ESS executive in the ERP department in ICT in TNB. And I started working as of 16th of March 2020. A brief overview about my education. So I did my SPM in SM Science Kuala Terengganu. I did my SPM in the pure science stream. And then I did my foundation and my bachelor's degree in Uniten, where I got a CGPA of 3.98 in foundation and 3.95 for degree. And then I also did a brief exchange program abroad for 1 semester in the Cork Institute of Technology, where I got a GPA of 83.3 out of 100. So, yep, that's me. So let's begin with a little flashback back in 2015. So on the 6th of March 2015, this was me. I received my SPM results. I got 9 A's. I got 6 A's pluses and 3 A minuses. And I was very happy and excited about the future because, I got good grades. This means I can apply for a scholarship. But at that time, I was also confused because, what kind of scholarships are out there, right? No one really guided me or showed me the way. So I applied for all of them. I applied for GPA, I applied for Mara, Telecom, TNB, Petronas, all of them, right? We went through the interviews and I participated in everything. But at the end of the day, I chose YTN. So I guess some of you guys might be wondering why YTN specifically, right? So first of all, I was very attracted to the opportunities to go overseas, even on a local scholarship, right? At the time I was told that I could one day go overseas. And yeah, that did happen to me, alhamdulillah, right? Another thing that attracted me was the opportunity to one day work in TNB, and alhamdulillah, that also happened to me too. I'm now comfortably working in TNB. 3, comfortable living, as in, you're given an allowance, which is pretty a comfortable amount, I would say. So you're able to live like a very comfortable life over in campus. And number 4, there were a lot of self-development opportunities because YTN will call on you to do like CSR programs and whatever programs, which I feel is a very excellent opportunity to developing yourself. You're able to develop your leadership skills and your teamwork skills and your communication skills, and it also pushes you to like get out of your comfort zone and do something big, something major. And number 5, well, I got to live in a really comfortable campus, in my opinion, which is U10 campus, Putrajaya. So if you guys are wondering how my campus looks like, it looks a little something like this, right? This is my campus life. So here are a few images. Some of them I took myself. Some of them I took on the web. On the top left here, this is the U10 sports arena where you can go play badminton or soccer or whatever, right? I'll be honest, I'm not much of a sports person, so I didn't really go there. But you know, it is there if you're interested in sports. On the top right, that is my faculty building, the College of Computing and Informatics. On the bottom left, that is me. I'm holding a paper airplane, but I did that for class. I was not messing around. It was part of our task for the day. Then next to me, there's me and my friend over at the library. And then at the very bottom right, that is a picture of like our Tasik U10, right? And right behind there, on the right there is the mosque, right? So here is, this is how my campus looks like in general, right? And then these are some of the friends I made along the way in YTN. So the top left here, this is my batch, right? This is my YTN batch that also got the ICT scholarship. So there are 13 of us in total. This is us. And this is us on the very first day in U10. And then down here on the bottom right, this is a picture of me and some of my friends who took the Pinjaman Boleh Ubah, right? This is us at a YTN Raya event. We're all very happy, very full from being fed. And then on the right here, this is a picture of some friends of mine from the engineering college and also from the business and accounting college over in Muazzam Shah. Joining YTN, you get to meet a lot of amazing, excellent people to mingle around with, really excellent people, high quality people, I would say. And then, let me talk to you about the CSR programs that we did too. So over the top left, YTN did like so on my second, I think here, they did like a reorientation program. This is me, and my boys, hanging out at the beach there over in Port Dickson. Down here is this poster here is like one of the first events I ever did. So during foundation, YTN told us, do a CSR program, right? So we did, right? And it was like my first time ever getting involved in like a pretty big program. So this was national. We invited people to do like a marathon, and it was really interesting. I think it was a really interesting experience, and it opened me up to like exploring a lot more in the future, as you will see in a bit. And then on the right there, we had a CSR program over in Pulau Redang, where we visited like a turtle conservatory. So we like took care of the turtles, we like cleaned up the beach and stuff, blah blah blah. But aside from doing all that, we also had the opportunity to have fun. Like this is us like heading out for our snorkeling trip. We were gonna go snorkeling and stuff. So it's not just about like self-development, it's also about having fun. Next, I also managed to get the opportunity to go abroad on the mobility program. So I went over to the Cork Institute of Technology over in Ireland. And these are some of my friends there that I made along the way. On the top left, these are my group mates for my assignment there for interactive data visualization, I believe. This is us gathering at the library doing our work. And then on the top right here, these are the youth and friends that went with me to Ireland. We had a bit of a gathering in Waterford in Ireland. Down here, this is my friends and their housemates here. We're just casually strolling around the local park. And down here, this is a picture of me and some friends I made in a cafe. We were doing a poetry event, and I got to get to mingle around the locals and stuff. Aside from that, I also did some traveling because you study, but you also need to have fun. My friend Janaria said earlier. On the top left here, this is a picture of me. We went to Oslo in Norway. Very, very snowy place. We went during the winter. Very, very fun trip. On the bottom here, this is Albert's seat in Edinburgh in Scotland, where me and my friends, we climbed up a volcano, a dormant volcano. And this is like a picture from like the very top. You can see like every building there, really, really beautiful place. And on the right here, you know, this is a pretty iconic building. This is the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, I was able to go there to Paris, France as well. I also did some more traveling. On the top left here, this is a picture of me at Amsterdam. On the bottom left here, this is a picture of me in Disneyland in Paris, France. This is me and my friend shooting some aliens, I believe. And then on the right is a picture of me in London, in front of the Buckingham Palace. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater because I think it was Christmas at the time, I think, yeah. So next, I also believe it's a very important thing as a student to be very involved in a lot of events, because I don't know, I think for me, one, events is very fun, and number two, they're also really good, you know, it develops yourself like by a lot, you know. So this one specifically is Huawei Malaysia Seeds for the Future. So Huawei picked 10 people from Malaysia and sent them for 2 weeks up to like go abroad and learn about technology and the culture over in China. So on the top left here, this is a picture of me and my batch. You know, right before we were going to go to China. On the bottom left here, this is a picture of me on the Great Wall of China. And on the right here, this is a picture of me over at the Forbidden Palace with my friend. And then I also got interviewed by Business Times China regarding this event. So yeah, this is my name. I was on Business Times China as well. Next, I also was very involved in like clubs when I was in Uniten. So I was involved in 2 clubs in particular. One is MC Vengers, which is a club for like MCing and stuff, you know, talking, MCing, like a majlis, right? And the second is Nadi Uniten. You know, I'm wearing the shirt right now, Nadi. So this is like the journalism club of Uniten, so of which I was the president of. So yeah, on the top left here, this is a picture of our members, Nadi and MC Vengers. On the bottom left here, this is a picture of me. I was MCing for an event called Dance for Kindness, which is like a flash mob dancing event that we did over in IOI City Mall. And then on the right here, this is a picture of me MCing Uniten's Town Hall. If you guys are familiar with the guy in the center, I believe he is a celebrity. His name is Amir. He won a season of Academy Fantasia. I'm not sure which, I forgot. But yeah, this is you know, a bit of what I've done in Uniten. Aside from that, I'm also very involved in like the writing and poetry scene. On the top left here, this is an anthology that was published by Fixie Novo. One of my short stories is actually in there. I wrote something and it got published in this book. It was a pretty big deal for me at the time because it got into like popular and MPH and stuff. Bottom left here, this is a picture of me performing some slam poetry at Alamanda for Earth Day. And on the right here, with my very bright certificate, this is me like after I won like Maybank Pradana Foundation's essay writing competition. Yep, and then aside from that, I got involved in a lot of other things too. On the top left here, this is me entering Axiata's University Leadership Development Program, ULDP, where my team and I won the CEO Challenge, which is like the grand competition there. And then on the top right here, this is a picture of me and my friends in a local production, a local drama that we made. Yeah, basically, this is me. I'm playing the part of a slave. On the bottom left here, this is ICAEW's Regional Business Challenge, where my team and I won #1. We won champion and got to go to the nationals. And then on the right here, this is a picture of me and my team. We were in UKM's Youth Business Challenge, where we won 6th place. Yeah, and then after all that, this is a picture of me graduating. So Alhamdulillah, I was able to attain the Chancellor's Award, bronze, for what I've done. And that was a really big deal for me at the time. It really felt good to be acknowledged for, you know, the achievements I've made. And yeah, I'm still happy about it till this day. So that is pretty much all that's from me. I'm wishing all of you all good luck in your life. And yeah, thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you, Encik Daniel, Irfan bin Hussein. Very fruitful and inspiring sharing indeed. So I've got several questions from YouTube and also from me, myself. So first, maybe I go to the first speaker first, Encik Azmi. So kalau kita tengok di apa yang Encik Azmi paparkan tadi untuk sharing session, untuk TNB Prime Scholarship untuk universiti awam hanya bidang-bidang tertentu sahaja, seperti kejuruteraan kuasa dan sebagainya yang Encik Azmi paparkan tadi, ditaja oleh YTM. Jadi soalannya ialah, adakah bidang-bidang lain dapat ditaja juga oleh YTM?
Okay, terima kasih untuk soalan yang diberikan tu. Okay, actually seperti yang saya nyatakan sebelum ni, bidang-bidang pengajian tu semua kita ada strategic team yang will be communicate dengan kita punya HR. So HR will tentukan apa bidang-bidang keperluan ni tenaga kerja masa hadapan di Tenaga, and then from there pihak HR akan beritahu lah. So mungkin bidang ni kita perlukan dan baru kita akan offer that bidang. So maksudnya bidang ni akan berubah setiap tahun lah. So dia tak akan kata static je macam tu. Anything business related in TNB changes, there will be a different courses yang kita akan ubah setiap tahun. So that's why kena stay tune selalu, kena masuk website YTN selalu, kena masuk, kena like Instagram Yayasan Tenaga Nasional to know more about the courses lah.
Okay, understood. Maksudnya dia sebenarnya berkaitan dengan bidang tujuan TNB itu sendirilah kan?
Yes, betul.
Sebabnya ada, dan satu lagi soalan ialah, adakah YTM scholars ini akan diberi jaminan untuk bekerja di Tenaga Nasional Berhad?
Okay, as of now, setakat ni mana pelajar-pelajar tajaan beasiswa kita yang ditaja oleh Yayasan Tenaga Nasional, dia kebanyakannya lah dipanggil untuk berkhidmat dengan TNB. So walau bagaimanapun diorang ni walaupun bagaimanapun diorang ni ada tempoh 6 bulan lah. Kalau 6 bulan tidak dipanggil untuk berkhidmat dengan Tenaga Nasional Berhad, mereka boleh bekerja di luar lah. Maksudnya dia boleh apply kerja di tempat-tempat lain. So they have like macam 6 month punya limit after they finish dia punya studies. Jika tidak dipanggil untuk temuduga bekerja dengan TNB, mereka boleh bekerja di mana-mana tanpa ada bond lah. Tapi setakat ni TNB masih ambil lagi lah sekolah-sekolah kita untuk bekerja. Tapi mereka pun akan melalui, kalau dulu macam zaman Cik Janaria, rasa masih okey. Jana kena interview tak masa di sebelum ni?
Ada sains-sains lagi.
So nowadays TNB, kalau dulu zaman sebelum Jana tu mereka senang je. So tak ada perlu melalui kata tapisan yang banyak. Sekarang ni dia ada banyak tapisan lah. So walaupun sekolah, tapi still kena lalu proses temuduga yang biasa macam kita lalui semua untuk bekerja.
Okay. Dan saya nampak juga tadi yang Encik Azmi share tadi, ada dua kan jenis pinjaman beasiswa sepenuhnya dan juga pinjaman boleh ubah. Boleh tak Cik Azmi terangkan sikit apa perbezaan antara dua ni? Apakah kriteria yang menyebabkan dia boleh jadi pinjaman boleh ubah dan juga pinjaman sepenuhnya?
Okay, normally kita ada 3 jenis tadi bidang penajaan. Satu beasiswa Team Prime Scholarship, which is yang Team Prime Scholarship ni is a beasiswa lah. So beasiswa ni adalah beasiswa mata pengajian yang diberikan secara penuh. Kemudian nombor 2 kita ada TMB Shine sponsorship. TMB Shine sponsorship ni adalah pinjaman boleh ubah. Cuma pada tahun ni TMB tidak mengeluarkan offer untuk TMB Shine sponsorship, which is pinjam boleh ubah tu, untuk pengambilan pada tahun ni lah. So pinjam boleh ubah ini adalah dia adalah orang kata dia pinjaman, tapi dia akan melihat kepada CGPA pelajar tersebut. So kalau dia dapat first class, dia akan dapat waive lah. So ada certain waiver yang dia akan dapat. For example, yang sebelum ni untuk mereka yang dapat CGPA 3.5 until 4.0, dia ni tak perlu bayar apa-apa. So maksudnya dia in first class kan. So dia tak payah bayar, dia akan waive 100%. So tak perlu bayar. Untuk yang second class ni dia orang kena bayar dalam 25%. That is the difference. Dia ada tangga-tangga grade yang dia dapat, and then dia akan dapat beberapa waiver. Cuma tahun ni saja TMB tak offer TMB Shine sponsorship. So hopefully akan datang ada intake lain kita akan offer lah.
Okay, difahami. Okay, thank you so much Encik Azmi. Okay, ada soalan untuk Cik Jana. Okay, Cik Jana, memang nampak interesting your experience in New Zealand. So, can you share with us what are the challenges that did you find the hardest during your study there?
Loneliness.
Challenges.
Yeah, I mean like loneliness, because I think unlike other countries, NZ, we don't have that many Malaysian students or even Malaysians. So if you see one of the photos that I post, the one that I went to the mountains, that was actually on Hari Raya, and I only celebrated it with like one of my friend, and then just like another stranger that I don't know. So especially Hari Raya, because Hari Raya usually fall on exam dates. I don't know why, and because you can't take a break during those festive seasons, so you just have to treat it like you don't really celebrate those festivals overseas. And food, yeah, it's very blunt. Like how overseas food, they don't really have chili, like so spices. So a lot of the food, you have to kind of be creative and innovative. Those are the things that I really miss from Malaysia, especially. And I think another thing is housing challenges, because the renting.
You mean to find this appropriate house?
Oh yeah. It's not about the house, it's about the rent. Because the rent is super expensive. Housing problem is a real issue among New Zealanders. There's a lot of homeless people there because they couldn't afford a house. And that was the time that I have to pay like around 200-ish per week to stay in my house. And there was also a problem with my landlord, that he say that he kind of accused us of like ruining the bathroom or something, and then he said that he wanted us to pay 26,000 NZD as a compensation. And at that time we were like thinking of bringing it to court, but tribunal court, not like a court. But we don't want to go to court, so we kind of try to sort it out peacefully. And that time a lot of people started to because it was really long, intense fight. So it was like around 2 years. So a lot of people started to like kind of say like just pay or something, or just let our money burn, because we still have bond, and he doesn't want to return our bond and this kind of stuff. And friends also, some you're gonna have a problem with people, definitely. And some people does fall into depression, like I said before. And there was a time where one of my housemates actually got into a very serious mental illness, and she injured herself to gain attention. She injured herself, and then she called the ambulance, but then she locked the room. She locked the house, so the police have to actually smash the window to go and get her out. So it was kind of like a scary experience too. Yeah,
those challenges is actually giving you the opportunities to learn, right, in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
So especially when you are abroad. I mean, you are far from your family, so that you have to, believe in yourself that you can challenge all those hurdles lah. Okay. So thank you, Jana, for your insights. And I have another question. This is for Daniel. Daniel, kita nampak yang you terlibat dalam exchange program di Cork. So are there any specific criteria for you to be selected in this exchange program for the YTN? So you are doing the exchange program under YTN as well, right?
Yes, betul.
Okay, so
I'm under
ada
YTN.
specific criteria ke? You have to have like CGPA 3.9 and above ke, ataupun macam mana? What are the criteria?
Actually, I'm not too sure what the criteria is. I think as long as you have a good CGPA and you are involved in, like a lot of events and, curriculum stuff, and you have a good attitude and behavior, then I think you're good to go.
Okay, so you apply for it. Is it you
Yep, I applied for it.
Okay. So kalau Encik Azmi, kalau untuk bagi pencerahan lah, macam mana kita nak apply for the exchange program? Tapi saya difahamkan untuk tahun ni memang tak ada.
Ada. Kalau ikut
Mobility and exchange.
Betul. Kita hold dulu program tu. Kalau sebelum ni, kalau untuk yang program mobility atau exchange program ni, so kita akan open iklan lah for kita punya candidate pelajar tajaan Yayasan Tenaga Nasional, which is our scholars lah most probably, yang dapat CGPA pada tahun kedua dengan CGPA 3.5 ke atas lah. So diorang ni apply dan juga been interviewed. Lepas di interview, melepasi sesi temuduga tu, baru kita akan offer dia untuk belajar 1 semester di overseas lah. Mereka sendiri ni akan apply lah.
It's about 6 months. Okay.
Yes.
So maksudnya universiti tersebut telah dipilih oleh students ataupun dipilih oleh YTN sendiri?
Dipilih oleh pelajar sendiri.
So there adalah beberapa list of universities yang dia boleh pilih sesuai dengan bidang yang dia belajar lah.
Mereka akan semak dengan unit 10 sebab some of the credit hours tu dia kena sama dengan unit 10 yang punya courses lah. So maksudnya mesti ada dekat sana. So bila dia nak convert back, maksudnya the CGPA can be bring back lah.
Okay, faham. So untuk yang another one yang saya tertarik perkongsian Daniel tadi ialah mobility program tu. Can you tell me more about your mobility program tu? What mobility program adalah different from exchange?
Actually sama sebenarnya exchange
sama.
program.
Okay. I thought it is different, so sama lah. Tetapi yang mobility tu you pilih untuk maksudnya exchange program tu you pilih ke Cork, right?
Betul.
Yang mobility tu tadi I nampak you pergi ke macam China, ataupun itu yang...
Itu a different program lah, itu a different program entirely.
Okay, that is not under YTN?
Betul, that is not under YTN.
Okay, alright. So I think that's all questions that I semak untuk... Okay, soalan lagi. Permohonan scholarship untuk lepasan SPM 2021, bilakah akan buka untuk memohon? Mungkin Cik Azmi boleh bagi pencerahan.
Okay, actually iklan penajaan beasiswa TB Prime Scholarship untuk Universiti Terkemuka Luar Negara dan juga Unit 10 telah dibuka bermula 16 Jun dan untuk overseas kita dah tutup sehingga 23 Jun, tetapi untuk Universiti Tenaga Nasional kita masih open sehingga 26 Jun, which is esok lah. So yang mana-mana students atau parents yang ada anak-anak yang ambil SPM bolehlah memohon melalui laman sesawang saya tulis dekat dalam chat, info.unit10.edu.my/sam. So you boleh apply melalui sini untuk memohon bidang yang you minat dalam di dalam Universiti Tenaga Nasional lah. Okay,
hanya tinggal 2 hari je lagi
ya.
Cik Azmi, okay. Alright, so saya rasa kita pun sudah berada di penghujung sesi webinar Aspirasi MUAFAKAT bersama Yayasan Tenaga Nasional ini. So saya ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Presiden MUAFAKAT Mara Malaysia dan Barisan Exco yang lain yang ada di dalam program webinar ini yang menjayakan program ini pada hari ini. Terima kasih yang tak terhingga diucapkan kepada ketiga-tiga panel kita iaitu Encik Muhammad Ros Azmi Beroslan, Encik Janaria Ahmad Reza dan Encik Ahmad Daniel Irfan Hussein. So kita akan memberikan link rakaman YouTube live ini kepada wakil akademik MRSM masing-masing selepas ini, dan jika terlepas apa-apa info boleh tengok kembali rakaman di YouTube Gamification Academy. Nanti kita akan berikan, dan link tu sebenarnya ada juga di laman chat di sebelah. Okay, so bolehkah kita buka kamera untuk kita snap picture? Parents, ada yang nak buka kamera ke? Boleh buka kamera, parents jika ada yang nak buka kamera. Admin boleh jadikan dia sebagai ni tak, tile tak? Sebab kalau tengok sini you pin Encik Azmi. So boleh jadi tile ke? Ataupun kita letak kita punya apa yang tadi tu yang poster. Sementara kita bagi laluan untuk parents buka kamera.
Oh lupa Dr. Diana, kalau boleh saya nak link yang saya bagi juga survey form tu kita share dengan
Survey form.
student-student.
Okay, boleh?
Survey form